Hi, Russell. Hi, Michole. How are you?
Good.
Love
How are you?
you, love.
Good. I'm so excited to talk to you both today. Season two, BMF, it's back, and
Yeah.
everybody's excited about it. People can't wait to dive in on January 6th. Michole, I'll start with you. Everyone has said this, but your casting of Miss Lucille Flannery is, I mean, spot on, right? And not even only just the look of it, but what you deliver on screen. What has it been like to play a character that is here to provide you with notes and you have access to her? How has that helped you in playing this character?
It's been an amazing experience because I've definitely never had it before where I'm playing a person that I can actually call up and say, "How did you feel in this moment?" or "What was this like?" And um, so it's just been amazing, and we just have this connection, so I feel like I've known her from like another lifetime or something, and I feel like we're related really somehow. I want to do our family tree because I feel like we up in there somewhere. um yeah, but I'm really just so honored to walk in her shoes and share her story. I think it's so important.
Definitely. And Russell, Charles Splintery is not here with us, but you still, the way that you bring this patriarch to this group, to this family, is again so spot on and so relatable. I think many families can relate to just the both of you on screen and the chemistry that you provide. But Russell, you as the father of the Flannery family, talk to us about what notes you were provided, or how did you tap in to develop this character, because he's not here to provide you with, insight into him.
Well, first I had the pleasure of talking to Miss Lucille, and she gave me just a history of their relationship, their marriage, the great sense of love that they had for each other coming up, and then she provided me with some context of the good times and the not so good times. So I was able, armed with that information, I was able to dive into the character that on paper I knew, I understood, I was familiar with. And I was familiar with that sense of duty, the sense of purpose, as far as his relationship with the Lord and God and his family, but also his sense of purpose as a man. Mm-hmm. And of that time, men went about the world, walk about the world differently, than we do now today. I was raised by those kind of men. So I had a direct line, if you will, with how to play it, how to approach it, sort of finding the trying to modulate his tone properly, and being unapologetic about how he speaks to his children, his relationship, and how he speaks to Lucille. Again, it was of a different time, and so men didn't necessarily speak apologetically as much in that time as they do now, or with as much reverence and respect first off. Right. And so this just, again, a man of a different time, and I had to just honor those truths about him.
Well, you've done an excellent job in season two. I can't wait for everybody to see you all in action. Michole, let me ask you this, because we see Miss Lucille on screen. We see her, it's all in her, it's in the eyes, right? You read her and you can feel her through her facial expressions and through her eyes. But I want to ask you, what is the biggest misconception that you believe people will learn or people will uncover about Miss Lucille? People that, think they have her down based on what the series provides, and even the docu-series. But what do you think the biggest misconception is of Miss Lucille?
The first thing that really comes to mind for me, particularly in season one, there were so many people that thought I was so hard on Meech and thought like I didn't like Meech, kind of. And I don't think that's the case at all. I think she really identifies more with Meech, and they have like this unspoken kind of connection and understanding. And he hustles, and she does the same thing. So she hustles more from behind the scenes in a different way, so she can talk to him in a certain way that I think he understands. So it's not that she's just being hard on him. I think she loves him like more than anything. And I really look forward to having more opportunities to share that so people really can understand that more.
Definitely. Russell,
Yeah.
many people are familiar with the BMF story, obviously, from the 80s to the 90s into the 2000s. There are a lot of people who are unfamiliar and they're just learning about this family, and even, you know, just the brothers and what they were able to accomplish during those days through you guys on this series. Talk to us about how this story is a universal story. Although there is the drug selling and the drug dealing component to it, this is a family just like any other family, Black, white, no matter the background or ethnicity. Talk to us about how this story can resonate or translate to any other family watching.
Well, I think that no generation and no time is foreign to hard times. And I think that I think it's just the tools we have with which to combat those hard times. I think that when we're talking about the 70s and 80s, we didn't have the requisite safety nets, the tools with which to combat these aspects of poverty. And so I think that when we're talking about that deep unemployment in the 70s, and how it affected the country, when we're talking about industry vacating a lot of these Rust Belt cities, and then we talk about what happened in the 80s and that influx of crack into those neighborhoods, these families were searching for a solve. They were searching for a balm, and however, by any means necessary that they could provide for their families, that's what they did. And I think that now we have a greater context, and we understand how to sort of evade a lot of those pitfalls. But back then we didn't. And so what we're showing is that we're showing how the country let the Black family down, how the country let the family down, but it more specifically let the Black family down. And so instead of looking at what these boys did as trying to, take advantage of their community, they did what they had to do, which is what we've had to do constantly, throughout history in this country. And I think that resonates with people. Nobody likes having to do bad things. Nobody likes having to make these tough decisions, but we have to make them. And I think that what we're able to do now is look at that through a different lens. And so the hope is that when we have these younger people who are raising their families, and when we have these younger people who are trying to find a way, I think that now we start to realize that the path, a life of ill repute, it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? And that you can't be afraid of hard work at the end of the day. And I think that that's something that we can all sort of take in and hold on to, and that hard work never goes out of style.
Right.
Getting up and going to work never goes out of style.
Right.
And so if you want to end up dead or in jail, go the other route. But if you want to still be here to see your kids grow up, if you want to still be here to provide for your family and love them, you got to get up and just go to work.
Right. That's it. That's good. Thank you. Thank you, Michole. Love seeing you both on screen. I mean, you all deliver, the entire cast, but you both in particular deliver a really good job. And I think you grab the viewers by the transparency and the authenticity that you both bring on screen. So thank you both.